If you want to unfollow me. Like following,
right.
like that big number, especially on TikTok, that big number of followers doesn't really matter to the grand scheme of things. What it matters is engagement. Do you have an audience that's engaging with you? Do you have an audience that cares about you? Not the following. You know what I mean? So if somebody wants to unfollow me because I said, you know, you should wash your booty cheeks before you leave the house, because it's now a law. You know what I'm saying? If you want to unfollow me with that, unfollow me. Just don't announce it, because I don't care.
Hey, let this shit ride for a minute, man. If you got a dream, you gotta go get it. It ain't gonna be easy, it's a lonely road. Very lonely road. But you gotta push through and figure it out. Hey.
Yo, what up, though? We in the building, man. I want to welcome y'all to another episode of
Rel Talk.
You feel me? And check it, man. I'm excited. Like I always am. You know, this is season 2. We keeping it moving. I got a brother in the building, man. I'm looking forward to talk to, because I know his story is going to have an impact on your life. So check it. Just go on, let me give you this real quick. Straight out of West Africa, Cameroon to be exact, he is a former professional basketball player with 10 plus years overseas. He is a comedian, a writer, an actor, voice actor, entrepreneur, and content creator. He has created a fan base with over 2.5 million followers on Instagram and TikTok. But one thing I know he is most proud of in his life is the most beautiful blessing that you could ever get from God, which is becoming a father. I sit here with a man today who has endured hardships, success, triumph, and tragedy, which means I am sitting here with a man who has experienced life in a way that has allowed the world to take note. So please put your hands together for Giyoh Shey. You feel me?
Damn, man, hold up. Ooh, wait. Oh, hey, listen. I'm sitting here listening to all that. Wasn't expecting none of that, by the way.
Yeah.
And just listen to it. Okay, I appreciate that, man. That was well put together. Damn.
Hey, listen, man, I believe in giving Brothers Day flowers. Our accomplishments in life, man, we have to be proud of them.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you, brother, because you took a journey. You've been on a journey. You've accomplished things in your life that I know we get to talk about today. So I'm excited. But I'm here and I'm excited to talk to you because your experience to me is what I believe is going to be able to help somebody from this conversation. You Absolutely. Feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So again, man, welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? Welcome my dog to the show. The way I like to open my podcast, man, is that before I start, I usually like to ask a question that just gets the mind working. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So my question for you today, and this is one that I just personally came up with, you feel me? If you had an opportunity to pass a law in America, what would it be?
Oh, man.
Hey, caught him with that one. Caught him with that one.
To pass a law
you
in
got
America,
an opportunity to pass any law that you want to, what would it be?
Anything?
Anything, man. Whatever you think is, whatever you think Giyoh thinks.
Can I curse on here?
Yeah, man.
Okay, listen.
It's free game.
The number
here,
one law is this, man. Because I don't know. My mind always goes to comedy a little bit. But the number one law is you're required to wash your ass properly before you leave the house. Listen, that has to be a law. And if you know, you know. Like, it's too hot out here sometimes. And some of y'all walking out the house. So that's the first thing that came in my head. I don't know why.
I feel you. No, that makes sense.
Wash up properly. And wet wipes only, please. Wet wipes only. Some of y'all just out here using dry toilet paper.
No, that make a lot of sense though. No,
I don't know.
It's some people out here that, that hygiene ain't on point, and I get it.
Yeah,
and it's like you don't want to be rude and tell somebody.
Exactly.
Like, bro, you need. You know what I'm saying?
But if it's a law, there's no need to tell nobody. You either wash up or you go to prison.
Right? You go to why are you in jail today? Because I smell like shit. Like what?
I didn't wash it properly, so.
Because I stink.
90 days in county jail.
That's crazy. I like that one though. That's a good one, bro. I get that. All right, man. So let's get into it, man. Talk to me a little bit about your upbringing. When I think about your career, 10 years professionally playing basketball, man, overseas, you've obviously transitioned into doing this content stuff. But I want to talk a little bit about your upbringing and how basketball happened for you, and what was that like, and exactly where you from. Like, how did your family have an influence on that? Friends, because I don't know. Are you the only child?
No, it's five of us. It's 5 of us. So, originally from Cameroon, West Africa.
Yep.
I was born there. Came here when I was about like 5 years old. Came to Southern California. Lived here pretty much my whole life. As far as like basketball goes, basketball was something I picked up kind of late. I started playing. So I played soccer first. So in Cameroon, soccer is huge. Basketball's not really that big. So my dad was a big soccer guy, and so shout out to Cameroon soccer team.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. So I played soccer first, and then transitioned over to basketball when I turned like 13. So I started. I was
that's
late.
a little late. Yeah,
it was a little late. So started playing. I picked it up really quick for some whatever reason. I don't know why I picked it up. To this day, I still don't really understand, but I picked it up quick. My parents are really more, they're very strict African parents. It's like, go to school, become a doctor, lawyer, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So sports to them, they didn't really see a future in that per se. Right? So they're like, you got to go to school. So if I'm gonna go to school, I told my parents, if I'm gonna go to school, I at least got to play ball. They're like, all right, prove it. Prove that if you want to go to school and play ball, you got to show us that. So put in the work, put in the effort, ended up getting a scholarship to go to Cal State LA, played there for a little bit, and then how the whole basketball career started. I wasn't even thinking about going to play pro after college. It was more just kind of like I was working at a restaurant. I was a server. I was a server.
Just hustle.
Can I get you more water? So I was doing that, and I had a friend of mine. He played in college with me, and he called me one day. He was like, "Giyoh, you still playing?" I was like, "Nah, man, I'm just working." He's like, "You should play. I think you're still good." I was like, I didn't really have I'm not gonna say the drive, just more like the confidence to go because I didn't know if I could or not. It wasn't something in my realm. But he was like, "There's a camp coming up soon. It's $500 to go. You should go." I'm looking at my bank account. I'm like, $500. I got about $850 out. So this was the last week to the end of the month.
Right.
So, but I believed in myself in that moment. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna pay it and go see what happens. Yeah. I went. I played. And that's kind of how it started. I got a couple opportunities to play in back then it was the D League. Yeah. Right now it's the G League. Got actually one opportunity to play in the I'm not gonna say to play, one opportunity to step in for a possibility. Right? Okay. There's a team up in Bakersfield. They invited me up. I had found like an agent a little bit and she kind of helped me navigate stuff, but that didn't work out. So then that's when next up was overseas. Some overseas opportunities came up, and then that's how I was able to start and play. Just kind of, it wasn't in my plans to go play professionally, but that's how it worked out. It lined up that way, and I decided to go.
That's crazy. Because I'm just thinking about that idea of like, man, you had people around you who believed in you and seen something in you. And that's crazy sometimes about life because people will see things in us that we don't see for ourselves. Exactly. And it's almost like when we at our last straw, sometimes we try to, like you said, you had $850 in your account. That count was $500. You know what I'm saying?
No, it might have been less, to be honest with you. I'm saying $850 to sound a little better, but it might have been less.
But it was like you didn't have it. But it was something that was like, nah, even though you may not have it all, just take this chance because you never know what this is going to do for you. And then look. And how did the years overseas, do you think, just developed you as a man, as a basketball player? Is it anything that overseas taught you as far as just different culturally from being here in America compared to?
Absolutely. Absolutely. First time I played in Japan first, and that was a culture shock for me because that was the first time I'd been outside of the United States, besides coming from Cameroon. Yeah. First time I'd been outside of the United States, so it was a big culture shock, but it opened up my eyes to like, this is the rest of the world, right? And then with 10 years playing in a bunch of different countries, I learned Spanish overseas. Oh, that's what's up. Listen, I took Spanish in high school and college, failed it. I went overseas. I failed it in high school and college. I went overseas. And one year, I think that year I played in Peru, and I learned Spanish in 8 months. It was the weirdest thing. So that has changed my life completely as well. Just learning that second language. Yeah. Meeting different people, different cultures has changed. I will never have the same perspective again because I've seen so much of the world. And that's why I implore people to travel all the time because it'll open up your mind. It's something, and you can't go back from that. So that's definitely changed me as a man, as a human being, as a person, completely from that experience.
Would you say like Japan, or what would you say, was that like your favorite place overseas as far as like out of everywhere you've been now, what would you say the place that had the most impact?
I'd say Peru. Peru. Yeah, when I played, Peru to me is like, it's almost like a second home. I love the food. I lived there for a little bit. I lived there for like, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years. Okay. Peru is changed my thing. I learned my Spanish in Peru. I got Peruvian friends. The people there treated me fantastic. It was just so. If anytime I ever go back to Peru, love. I still even like around my house and stuff like that. Even when I come to LA, I always look for Peruvian spots because the food is delicious.
Yeah.
Man. So yeah, definitely Peru.
What's one of your favorite dishes?
Lomo saltado, pollo saltado, bistec a la pobre.
Hey.
Yeah, if anybody knows, you know.
Hey.
you know. Bistec a la pobre, taco a la pobre. All the Peruvians gonna be in the comment section.
Yeah. Hey, shout out, man. You know what I'm saying? You need to put me on because I don't eat a lot of Peruvian food. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man. It's delicious.
I try. I'm never like the person who sits in a place where I don't want to explore my palate. Like I love to try things. I'm always open to, and that's why I ask. Is I'm like I need to know what's up. If I go eat Peruvian food, let me know. What
I'll let you know for sure.
Yeah.
I would definitely start off with the lomo saltado or tallarín saltado. Those two, because like the everybody knows about those, and that's. I've never met anybody that doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I've never met one person that doesn't like it. So definitely.
Yeah, I gotta try it out, man.
Yeah.
Another thing I did want to ask you too, because just dealing with your past in basketball, man, and the things that you've discovered about your life.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about sports and you talk about basketball and you finding this gift late in life, when you talk about Spanish, you kind of find and learning this late in life.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think as a man, your mind, like how your mindset sits in a place of development? And I'm only asking that because you talk about these things that you've discovered later on in life, but it seems like you've developed them pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like when you think about basketball, you learning a whole new language, being overseas, being cultured and meeting all these people. So as far as development goes, how do you process that for you as a man? Like when it comes to developing anything?
For me, from what I've learned, when I was younger, I'm not gonna say I had that.
Mm-hmm.
That has definitely developed over time. But I would probably just say I've just learned that like when you start something new, you're gonna suck at it at first. But consistency is everything. And if you just stay consistent to what you're doing, you will eventually get good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and almost what I've learned from just watching, like for example, Kobe Bryant, just watching like other people that are in those like big positions, high positions, is they over obsess themselves with whatever they're doing. And when you over obsess yourself with that thing, right? And sometimes somebody will look at that and say over obsession is bad. It just depends on what you're over obsessing yourself about.
Yeah.
So if you obsess, like for example, even content creation, if I obsess myself with this thing, I will become good at it eventually.
Yeah.
You may be better than me right now.
Yeah.
But give me, a year, maybe less. It just depends on how much time I'm going to spend on it. Knowing me, I obsess pretty heavily, so I'll get good at it real quick.
It's like I'm in there.
Yeah. So even with basketball, when I started playing basketball, it was like when I picked up the basketball, I was like, damn. I've never felt this before. Even with soccer, I didn't feel that. With basketball, I felt it. I was like, damn, I like this, whatever this is. And I was in the gym. I went from I made the freshman team in high school just because I was a tall black dude that could jump high. That was it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the next year.
Hey, get him on the team.
I had a mentor that saw me and he was like, do you want to play? And I was like, I do. He's like, come to the gym every Saturday and I'll help you. I was at the gym every Saturday. My parents bought me a hoop just off of this kid loves this thing. Let's get him a hoop. I was out there 5 o'clock in the morning before school sometimes, just obsessed myself with it. And I got good. I think that's the only, I'm not going to say it's some magical dust that I'm like, I have this thing where like I can get really good at things. I just work hard at it and that's it.
That's what's up. Mm-hmm. No, that makes a lot of sense. Hard work does pay off. I've always heard a quote that's been said as far as, I've never seen nothing come from hard work. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how I've always approached everything in my life. Like if you put the work into it, you're going to get something out of it. And maybe not the exact thing that you want, even if the lesson is just learning, but you're going to get something out of it, right?
Exactly.
No, that's dope, man. Exactly. I want to talk to you a little bit about the content creation. It's funny how my conversations always lead me what I'll be talking about. But one question I did write for you, man, is you built the following off of your perspective of the world and people, which I believe is not easy to do because everybody has their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, you resonate. You resonate with the world. Why? Because you have a following where people love to hear what you have to talk about. What has allowed you to develop the mindset in the way that you look at the world?
Again, just traveling the world, seeing what I've seen across the world, the experiences that I've been blessed and lucky to be able to travel the world. Yeah. I've been on every continent with the exception of Antarctica, maybe something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been around and I've seen things, and that I think when I do give my perspective online and people do resonate with it because number one, I bring comedy into it as well.
Of course.
I've loved comedy forever. So I know what comedy can do, especially if you're talking about a tough situation.
Yeah.
If you can bring comedy into it, it kind of makes it a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
But then you can still throw in that message in there, and people will then listen. If you can make someone feel good, from what I've learned, they'll then want to listen more to you, right? So I just think. I think it's hard for me to talk about that sometimes because I'm like, I look at the number, I'm like, how did I get to 2.7 million followers? How did I get here? I don't, because it wasn't planned. I didn't plan to go on social media and be like, it's getting weird. Probably, I didn't plan to do that. It just kind of happened for me just talking about certain things. I'm bringing comedy into it and then people resonate with it. And I think one thing too that I believe has helped a lot is just authenticity. That's what I've noticed. I remember when I got on social media, started creating content like in 2021, 2022. I think people were just tired of like fake BS. Like they were tired of like, especially people that comment on stuff like you're either grifting or, but if you just stay true to yourself and what you believe in and just and stay true to either the facts or stay true to what you're saying, people will resonate with that. They can feel authenticity even through the screen.
Yep.
Right. When you're with someone, you can definitely feel it.
Yeah.
But you got to be pretty good at it to do it through the screen. I think it helps out. Just my life experience and stuff has helped out for people to resonate with that.
That's crazy because I was watching this guy on TikTok. I mean, I just was happened to be scrolling and obviously he popped up, but he was talking about exactly what you're saying. And this was today I watched it, but he was like, the reason some people don't get followings is because they try to actually be a content creator instead of just being yourself. He was like, when you're making content, you should just treat your content like you on FaceTime with somebody because that's authentic.
I saw that yesterday.
Yeah, he was like, you should just literally be, when you making content, act like you on FaceTime. He was like, because nobody wants to see you get on there and be like, hey guys, my name is Giyoh Shey. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nobody wants that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that does make a lot of sense that you say that because when I do watch your content, it's very personable. It's very like, if I was just to FaceTime you, this how you would pick up the phone and be talking to me. You know what I mean?
It's that's
it's real talk. Like,
it's more sustainable that way.
Yeah.
Like when you put on a show, don't get me wrong. Like even let's say you put on the best show. Yeah. You're gonna burn. In my opinion, I think you're gonna burn out because it's not sustainable. Yeah. When you're just being yourself, you can be yourself every single day. Exactly. There's not a problem with that. Like I'm like, if you ask my wife, she'd be like, yeah, this he's like this. You ask anybody else, like, yeah, I'm like that. So just be yourself, and it is easily sustainable. Like I don't get tired. I've been doing this 3-4 years, whatever. I don't really get tired
because it was the pandemic that kind of had that transformed.
We were all in the house, and and my wife was like, oh, you should make some funny content on TikTok. And if I go back to my very first TikTok, it was just a video of us sitting at a table using a filter, and we were all just kind of laughing about it. I didn't think it was going to turn into what it did now. But yeah, the pandemic kind of just started everything. Yeah.
Why? But if you had to say, I guess, why your social media platform has had the following and the growth that is had, what would you credit that to? Would you credit it to more so that you've been consistent? Would you credit it more so to I've just lived in this place of being so authentic that now, like I could post and I don't even worry about who follows me now, or I don't even worry about how many likes or whatever the video gets. I mean, like, what would you credit, that growth to in your perspective?
It's a little bit of what you said, a little bit of both. Definitely consistency, because you're not going to grow without consistency. Like,
for sure.
You're not going to grow unless, I posted probably every single day for the last, I don't know, since I started. Every single day. Yeah, just being consistent. And again, just because I'm being authentically me, I could pump out 15 videos in a day because I'm just being me. Like I can watch something, it's my real reaction. Like I don't write any scripts. Right. I just do the content.
You literally look at the content. I'm about to put it up on, and then I'm just about to talk about it.
And I just go. And that's why, like, in some of my videos, you'll see me laugh because I said something. I'd be laughing at my own jokes. And I'll laugh at it because it's an authentic laugh. I'm like, oh, yeah, that just popped up real quick. I love improv, so I love improvising on the fly. So if I say something and you see a laugh in the video, it's like an authentic laugh.
That was genuine.
I'm not writing anything. Just kind of going. So, yeah, I think that consistency and just being me and I think people just resonate with it. They see me enough and they're just like, oh, damn.
As a comedian, does that also help with material for you later? Like, do you ever take some of these videos and be like, you know what? I just gave myself some material. That, you know what I mean?
For
like,
sure. I can write
I would think,
I can write it. Like, I can see something happening and it can transition into like, I can write a joke off of that and do whatever I want with it. Yeah, for sure.
No, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you, because we are on the subject, is there anything that you would like, that you refuse to talk about or you refrain from talking about, or there? Because I notice even when I look at a lot of your platform, man, like it's a spectrum. You talk about a lot of things, which I love because you're tackling so many different avenues of where people's perspective are on the world. And I think that that's what's really cool about it. But is there anything for you that you feel like, I'd rather stay away from that because it's not really,
I'd probably say just like the one thing I haven't really talked about on my platform is religion. Yeah. And not that I'm not religious in any kind of way. It's just, to me, it's just, religion is one of those things where like, depending on, like, again, this is my perspective because I've traveled the world and I've seen a bunch of different cultures, a bunch of different religions, a bunch of different things. And I stay away from it because I want to be able to be open. Meaning if I meet somebody that's Muslim, I'm not going to shut you down because you're Muslim and I'm a different religion.
Makes sense.
I feel like a lot of people do that and I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just, let's talk about these things that matter. What your religion is, that's you. Yeah. And I hope that it helps you. I've been down the path of almost all of them, and I've ended up where I've ended up. And that's probably the only thing I haven't tapped into. Yeah. Other than that, I'm pretty open with everything. Anything that pertains to like, because my wife doesn't really like being on social media. So if anybody tries to tap into that, I'm just like, hey, back up.
Nah, I feel you. That's my family, man.
Exactly.
I don't play about my family.
I do not play about my family.
Nah, I feel that. Yeah.
You got to protect your family from social media sometimes because it'd be wild.
Has that been hard?
No. I say no because the people that follow my audience, I was talking about this with somebody the other day. And he was telling me, he was like, man, I look at your platform and you have no negativity on your platform. I was like, thank God. Because I've seen some people deal with the negativity. My following is very supportive, and I appreciate them for that. Yeah. So I haven't really dealt with any of that craziness. They see like how I portray myself online, which is the same way I portray myself outside, and I think they see that, and they also want to protect the sanctity of it. They want to protect like my family and my life and things like that. So, I haven't really felt that, thank God.
No, that's beautiful.
And don't want to feel it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. No, because that's the scariest thing about being a content creator, because the access that people feel like they have to you, especially when you create a fan base or a following, and these people become protective of you, which is awesome, because it's like when I look at all these, celebrities or people who have huge followings, it's almost like people have these cults that stick behind them, like, I don't play about this person, but on the other side of that, it is this opening of, if you were to say something that somebody didn't agree with, or that somebody didn't like, and how they may try to attack you or attack your family because of it, which I think is the suckiest part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you are living a life where you're exposing enough of who you are as a man, and you have to somehow have an idea of, like, sometimes, before I post this thing, do you ever feel like that? Like, before I post this thing, is it gonna be like, have you ever had that feeling?
Many times, because again, I enjoy posting comedy content, but as we all know, like, comedy is kind of taken a hit a little bit as far as what you can say, what you can portray, stuff like that. And so there are times I'm like, man, this would be hilarious, because I'm from the era of kind of back in the day. I watched In Living Color, I watched Dave Chappelle's show, I watched all that stuff, and to me, that kind of comedy is hilarious, right? But something that tap into, like, should I make this? Should I not make this? But as long as I'm not punching down, per se, because a lot of people say, like, oh, you're punching down. As long as I'm not punching down, as long as I can make it funny, I'll post it. Yeah. And, like, for example, even if I'm making a joke or talking about something, let's say it has to do with Cameroon or Africa, or even like something has to do with my wife, something like that, I always run it across them first. So I'll talk to my wife, like, hey, babe, I'm going to post this. What do you think about it? I'll send, like, when I made some kind of funny skits about like Cameroon and Africa and stuff like that, I would send it to my family first. If they laughed, I'll post it. I'm good.
Yeah.
My sister will always be honest with me. She'd be like, I don't know, brother. I don't know. So, and then I may or may not post it. Kind of depends. But I try to be authentic and just be like, all right, just let it go. But there definitely are some things that I'm just like, maybe I won't.
Yeah.
Many drafts I've deleted.
That makes sense.
Because of that.
Well, how do you, in this process now that you are discovering growth in you as a man and everything that you're doing, how do you handle criticism?
I'm fine with criticism, really. It depends on what the criticism is. But I'm fine with it. Whatever I post on social media, I don't think I've ever had to like apologize or back it down or walk it back.
Oh, that's good.
Because I'm kind of like, because I'm thinking almost like 3 steps ahead. If I post something, I'm thinking about like the directions it could go. Number one, this could go bad. So set up in your mind what would be your response for if this goes bad, and how would you navigate that? And then boom, if it goes good, I'll be like, all right, it goes good. Don't do that. Right?
I'm good. Right? Yeah.
But if like if I am to get criticism, it just depends on what I'm talking about. If I'm talking about something where I have to be open and listen, I'll be open and listen. If I'm talking about something where it's like, this is my perspective, and you can have your perspective, but this is my perspective, this is how I feel on it, and there's not much you can say that's going to back it down. So me arguing with you, going back and forth with you is like, what's the point? Right? If we're going to have a conversation, great. But most of the time, people just want to like yell at you and tell you you're this, that they don't really want to talk. Yeah. Right. So if you don't want to talk, I'm like, what's the point? Yeah. What are we gonna achieve from this? You're just gonna
back and forth.
If you want to unfollow me, like following,
right.
like that big number, especially on TikTok, that big number of followers doesn't really matter to the grand scheme of things. What it matters is engagement. Do you have an audience that's engaging with you? Do you have an audience that cares about you? Not the following. You know what I mean? So if somebody wants to unfollow me because I said, you should wash your booty cheeks before you leave the house, because it's now a law. You know what I'm saying? If you want to unfollow me for that, unfollow me. Just don't announce it, because I don't care.
That's hilarious, bro.
So, yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, so because your perspective obviously has grown you know, like we're talking about this following who you are today as a man, I want to ask you a couple of questions that has to deal with perspective. One of those questions being, what is the biggest challenge you face as a man today, or you think that men face today in this culture? And whether that's being a black man in this culture or just being a man in general, what do you think are some of the biggest challenges that we face today?
I mean, I would say being vulnerable has always been a challenge for men. Being open and being vulnerable about certain things, talking about certain things. I've seen that change over the years, which I love it. I would say off the top of my head, because I got to think about some stuff, like being vulnerable, being able to just talk about your feelings, being able to talk about how you feel about something. Yeah. That's always been like the younger men are probably going to deal with the same thing, because I dealt with it when I was growing up. I'm at a point now where I'm just like, my feelings are my feelings, and if I want to talk about them, I want to talk about them, and navigate each emotion the way it is. I've been to therapy. I've been done self-development, all those things. So I'd probably say that, just, not being able to talk about how you really truly feel about certain things, because somebody will knock it down, and it shouldn't be like that. But again, I said it's changing. Yeah, I see it changing. Yeah, a lot.
Do you feel like therapy for you was one of the most helpful tools to help you develop that sense of vulnerability that you can then now share with your wife or your friends or your parents? Like, do you think therapy was a big reason for that?
Therapy and self-development. I would probably even say self-development was probably bigger than therapy. Therapy allowed me to like see the stuff I was doing, and address it, hold myself accountable to those things, and then move forward. And then self-development is what helped me kind of get past what I was doing before. You got to change the habit. So self-development helped me to change that habit. And therapy helped me to heal. Let's put it this way. Therapy helped me to heal. Self-development helped me to like move forward. I developed myself to move forward to the next step. So So I'm pretty healed You know, I'm pretty healed. Yeah. I was talking about this with my wife the other day, and I was like, cause she, you know, we were talking about something, and I was like, yeah, I feel healed. I don't feel like not much really bugs me, bothers me. I can kind of navigate every situation. And I'm good because in the end of the day, like I have life and I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always say every day you wake up, you receive your first blessing. You
100%.
woke up, you got a chance and a choice, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what you got to be mad about, bro?
Exactly.
Like I woke up today, whatever it is, it'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm blessed. In my life, I'm blessed. You know, we just had our daughter. I feel like I've gotten everything I've ever wanted in my life.
That's beautiful, man.
So to me, I'm like, I wake up and I'm just like, could I go for more? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But if the world ended today, I'm like, I would be happy.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I have the things that I've wanted in my life. All the important things. All the other other stuff, like it's fine, it's cool, whatever. But the important stuff, I'm like, I got it. And
seeking peace.
Blessed.
You found peace, man.
I found peace.
And it's beautiful to sit here next to a brother that I can literally see that you found peace in your life and you're comfortable in your skin.
Yes.
And that's what, like, I commend you for that, man, because it's not easy for a lot of people to be okay with where they are today. Mm-hmm. It's tough. The world is in a crazy place, right? You know what I mean? So
it's getting weird.
Right on cue, you mean? Yeah. But it's real though. Shit is getting weird, man. And you being such a big advocate for it because the world is in a crazy place. That's why I love that you speak about it. And now it makes me even understand in this moment, having this conversation with you, why you can speak about it, because the peace that you have within. It's beautiful, man.
Appreciate it.
What do you think the future you is going to think about you today? Give me a good 2025 from today. We talking the future.
What are you gonna think about me today?
What is he gonna think about you today?
He's probably gonna be proud. He's probably gonna be proud. Because are you saying like what is the future me is gonna look back? What are they gonna think about
who you are right now? Because I mean, years from now, obviously, your kid's gonna be grown. You know, life is gonna be different. You're gonna be you obviously have so many more things to accomplish in your life, right? But in this moment of time, there's an appreciation that you have for yourself that later on in life you're gonna sit back and be like, I'm so happy that during that time of my life, you know what I mean? Like, so what do you think that future you is gonna feel?
He's gonna feel proud.
Yeah,
he's gonna feel proud. Like, because it took me a while. Because I used to have something, I still kind of have it, but something called Imposter syndrome. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yep.
Yeah, where it's like sometimes I feel like I'm not supposed to be at the places that I'm at sometimes, and even though I know I'm supposed to, I've worked through that. I've read books and I've worked through it. I'm like, all right, yeah, I do belong to be here. I am fine. I think the future me will be proud about where I'm at. Because I'm breaking through that, and this is like recent, within the last I want to say 3 years. Yeah, I've broken through that imposter syndrome of like, hey, you're supposed to be here. You're fine. You're good. Like sit in it, enjoy it, work hard. Like you're supposed to be here. Yeah. The future me will look back and be like, yeah, proud of you.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, because again, I feel at peace, and hopefully the future me is also at peace. Looking back, like, hey, we still at peace. You know. Yeah. So yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about imposter syndrome. I'm only saying that because I've had guests come on and we've talked about finding identity in who we are, being creatives. You know, you're an actor, a comedian, voice actor, you do these things. But at certain times when we are blessed with the opportunity or we're blessed with the gift that we've been given, we deal with this. This is really happening for me? Like, so when you talk to me about imposter syndrome, I just want to know, like, your idea. Why do you think we as people go through that? Why do you think that we work so hard to get something, and then when we actually get it, believe that we're not actually supposed to have it? Or we deal with this idea of like, why is it me?
Yeah, why me? Yeah, I've always asked me that question, like, why me? Like, why me? Like, it could have been anybody else, but like, why me? I don't really know. Like, I've tried to understand it. Yeah. I don't really know why that is. Because I'm like, I look back, I think to myself, I'm like, yo, you worked your butt off to be here. Like, what is all this like? Am I supposed to be? I don't get it. Like, it's like a weird thing. So I've tried to figure it out. I've gotten to a point where I'm just kind of like, you know what? I almost kind of talk crap back to myself. Because I'm taught like we all have that little thing in our head, a person in our head that's like talking negativity to us sometimes. And what I do now is I actively talk back to be like, no, I am supposed to be here. No, I'm good. Or like, shut up. Or, you know, so like I'm talking back to myself. That's helped me out a lot. To break it down to be like, why do I have this? It's hard for me to explain. I would have to like somebody that has highly educated would have to like explain that. Because I don't know why I'm like that. Why I was like that. Still kind of like that. But it's a journey every single day. So, so that's what's worked for me is just actively talking crap back to myself. It's like a battle.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful way to look at it.
You're battling with yourself always. Anyways, you're battling with yourself and your mind. And it's like, to me, I'm like, talk back to that little voice that keeps saying, you're not supposed to be here. You can't do this, da-da-da-da. I just talk back and I say, I'm supposed to be here. And then I just get back to work. And that helps me. It's helped me a lot within the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, no, that's good to hear. Only because when I hear people talk about it, it's like sometimes I've always lived in this place where I will honestly say I've never dealt with the idea or this thing of like imposter syndrome. Only because I've realized, I just think in my life when I realize something has happened for me, it's because I'm like, I know I put the work in for it to happen. Yeah. It's supposed to be happening, not because I didn't do nothing. It's because I did something about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then when I realize I'm in the moment, whether I'm on set or if I won an award or whatever the thing is going, it's even in those moments where I'm just like, I just kind of smile. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I knew I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. Because what I try to remind people is that every time you receive a blessing, it's just God's reminder. Yeah. Maybe not ours, but it's God's reminder telling us like you're on the right path. And I think sometimes when we get on that path and we look at it and things start happening in such a beautiful way and it starts working for us, and then we may see other people around us is not working for it. And that's when you go like, well, what is it about me that's different than this person that, you know, but at the end of the day, everybody just has their own time. And when I got to living in a place of realizing that timing is a real thing. And if you can just sit back and appreciate being patient and know that your time is going to come, you don't really have to deal with that because you just know when it does happen, it was just your time. Exactly. You know what I mean?
No, very true.
Yeah,
very
man,
true.
that's just kind of how I look at it. But I've always been wondering, because when I hear people saying, I'm always like, I just wonder what that thing is. That, you know, but I love to hear that you are at a place now where you like, nah, because now I just talk back to that voice.
Yeah, I think too, it's like, just that you're always told to be humble, right? You're always told to be like, oh, you should be humble. You should be this. And I remember, I think this also probably helped too. I remember looking up the definition of humble and what it meant. And I was kind of like, oh, what? That's weird. Yeah. Should I be like that? No, I think, or like you don't want to come off as like, oh, this person's too cocky or that. And it's not that. It's just more of like, you should have a supreme confidence in yourself, mainly because you put in the work. And because you put in the work, that's why you're supposed to be here. You know? If you didn't put in the work and you're in a certain place, then that's a whole different thing. But if you did put in the work, you are supposed to be here, right? And no, you shouldn't be humble, right? I'm not saying be disrespectful and demean people and put other people down. No, absolutely not. But you should believe in yourself. You should be confident in yourself, in your abilities, what you can do, and that is why you're here. And I think that's helped me out a lot too. So I think, I guess to kind of go back and answer your question, it's kind of like, just that of like, I was always told to kind of like, well, be humble. Be humble. Be humble. So to me, it was always kind of like, oh, maybe I should just be humble for being here. Maybe I should just be grateful for being here. No, I'm supposed to be here. Yeah. Because I just spent 17 hours in the gym or whatever I did. I'm supposed to be here. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But there's a way to do that without coming off like, oh, this person, they think they're all that. Yeah. Like, no, I don't think I'm all that. I just believe in myself. Yeah. And I think everyone should believe in themselves too.
I think Snoop Dogg expressed it to me the best I've ever heard anybody express it. Snoop Dogg. I love Snoop, man. But when he won his Hollywood Walk of Fame, he was doing the speech and he's thanking all these people. But then at the end, he was like, and I want to thank me. Yeah. I want to thank me.
And everybody clapped. Yeah, everybody clapped.
And everybody clapped, but because that's the thing, that's still humble. It ain't nothing cocky about that. No, I know how hard I've worked to get to where I am. We have to sit back sometimes and thank ourselves. Yes. You have to sit back and thank you. It's hard for people to try to build a fan base off of your opinion, the way that you think. People follow you because they like the way that you think. Despite if it's funny here and there, you still drop knowledge.
Yeah.
You stir the mind of people to make them go, And because you're able to do that, that's what makes you powerful, bro.
Yeah.
That's why you have my respect as a man.
Appreciate
because it's hard to do that, especially in this generation today, because everybody has a voice.
Yeah.
Everybody has a platform.
Yeah.
Everybody has an opinion.
That's why when you said your intro, I was kind of sitting back and I was like, hold on now. I did do all that, didn't I? Yeah. When you said the intro, like I had a smile on my face. So I was like, sometimes I don't, because when you're in it, you're just going.
Yeah.
That's how I am. I'm just go. You don't really like get the chance to just like sit back and like hear it or like, you know what I'm saying? So when you were saying in the beginning, I'm not going to hold you.
No.
It's feeling good, man.
That's what's up, brother. You should,
good.
man. You should.
Yeah.
I want to get into something because I know this is an exciting time for you in your life. You wearing a hat.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just think, man, it is so cool to watch fathers be fathers. It's so cool to watch you be a new. Your daughter was born in March.
Yes.
Yeah, I do my research.
Dang.
You see what I'm saying?
Dang.
So, new father, man, this being your first time being a dad, let's talk about that, man. What are you learning about parenting? What has changed in you as a man becoming a dad? Talk to me a little bit about that.
I mean, everything really. Becoming a dad is I always wanted to be a dad. Let's just put it that way. I always wanted to be a dad. So whenever ever it happened, I knew I was going to be ready for it, which I am ready. But just taking care of a little person that can't take care of themselves, man. It's just it strikes a different chord in you. There's something I was doing even like before my daughter was here was they call it nesting, right? And I didn't know what nesting meant in the beginning. Like, people were trying to explain it to me. I was like, nesting? What's nesting? And they're like, it's this thing like the father does prior to the child coming, like whether it be fixing up the house or getting the nursery together. I was doing all that stuff. I mean, I was doing DIY projects in the house, stuff I had never done before. I was doing DIY projects, set up the room, change the whole house, put gates here, I was doing all that, just preparing for her to come. So yeah, it's being a father is wonderful. I love it. I mean, I enjoy it, and being I wanted to be that father that showed it. Like that's why I was a little wary about like, I don't know if I want to put her on social media, but I was like, I think there's a way to do it where it'll be okay. Cause I wanted to show like, to the men out there, like, hey, being your child's life.
Yes.
Love your child, being your child, regardless of how you feel about whoever else, your child is important, being your child's life. And it can look however you want to look at it. I kind of want it to be, fun. I want it to be real too. Be like, hey, this is what's going on. Explain it. Show she's beautiful. She's wonderful. So yeah, being a dad is. Man, that's why I wore the hat, because I was like, man, listen. Anytime I can show it, I'm going to show it.
That's so cool, man. I mean, just probably watching her grow up is, and I mean, now I know she's a couple of months old, but just even so far, I always hear parents talk about like they grow so fast. Do you feel like you're watching that process?
Yes.
In her from when she first got here to now.
Yeah, it's crazy because she's 4 months old now, and I remember we picked her up, or we not picked her up. I was there, but we brought her home. I picked her up.
Like you was at her cousin's house. Like you at your cousin's house. I'm gonna go order it.
Is the order ready?
Uber eat your baby to me, bro.
For the baby. Yeah, I mean we brought her home from the hospital. And it felt like it was just yesterday. But then I look at her now. Now she's sitting up. She got her head moving and stuff like that. She's sitting up, and it's crazy. It's going fast. And I'm trying to enjoy. Like my mind is like, I can't wait for the future to like we can interact. Because right now she just looked at me like this, is smile from time to time, and I'd be like, damn, you say something to me, But I'm trying to enjoy this one because I'll post something online and people will be like, oh, you better enjoy this. It goes by fast. I can see it going by fast. And right now I'm trying to stay in the moment of just enjoying her right now. I know, you said that those terrible twos come along. Yeah. So I want to enjoy it now. So that's what I'm trying to do.
That's real. You, in this process, do you feel like you're learning any parenting hacks that you can maybe give the audience? that
so
might
much.
be helpful.
So many
give me a
things.
couple of parenting hacks. Even me, because I don't have kids yet. You feel me? But I plan on it. You know what I mean? So these conversations are also helpful to me because I've talked to some of my friends who are fathers. A couple of my guys who've been on here, man, that are fathers. But I'm always curious, are there any parenting hacks that you've been discovering that's been helping you as a dad so far?
I've been learning a lot of stuff on the fly.
Yeah.
Because again, they give you that baby and they're just like, good luck. So you go home and you try to learn as much as you can. I'd probably say I'm a girl dad, so let me say this too, to maybe some people don't know. It is front to back. Do not go. If you go back to front, I'm calling the police. Front to back. I know the ladies will appreciate that, and other men too. That is number one right there. Okay, number one, front to back. Because I'm surprised that some people don't know that. I'm like, you don't know my mother, man.
Yeah.
Front to back. Anyways, that's one. If you're a girl dad.
That's good to know.
That's good to know. Yeah.
That's good to know.
What's something else, man? Oof. Get those diapers in order.
Yep.
Just have diapers on check already. Let me say this. There's so many things. I'm trying to bug on my mind right now about like what, but here's another hack. Let's say like for example, I'm kind of thinking some stuff. There's a whole bunch of things. I'm thinking of stuff.
I know you got some good ones.
Swaddle.
There we go.
Swaddle. One thing I learned, some people don't like swaddling and stuff like that, but what we learned was in the beginning, especially that first month, you bring that baby home, you're about to go through the trenches. It is like nothing you've ever felt before. Like I've been through some trenches. I've never been through these trenches.
Wow. Wow.
Different kind of trenches. Kind of trenches, right?
Yeah.
Luckily, our trenches only lasted a month, but what we learned is like they're fresh out of the womb. The baby's fresh out of the womb.
Yeah.
You almost kind of want to not put them back in the womb per se, but like when it's time to put them down and for them to go to sleep, you swaddle them because they feel most safe there, so they'll sleep better.
Makes sense.
Like get you a sound machine. I don't know, it's like a white noise, brown noise, makes that sound. Get you that helps out a lot too. So just that first month or two when you come home, just especially when you're at nighttime, if you want your sleep at nighttime, sound machine, swaddle, that worked for us.
Yeah.
Things like there's so many other hacks. I'm trying to think. If I
That's
think
crazy.
of any,
Give me
get back
some,
to you
man.
for sure.
I got to know. Is obviously, is there a plan to have more? Do you want more kids? Is one enough for you? How you feeling it?
There's a plan to have more.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is up to the woman.
Of course.
If my wife wants to have more, then we will. If she's
where
she's
is
at,
she
then
sitting with that right now? Was she ever a woman that was like, oh, I would love to have 3 or 4 kids, or is it kind of just
how do I put this? She's 4 months. So Anaya's 4 months now. So she's not even thinking about it right now.
Makes
right
sense.
now, it's more like she's like, let a girl recover, first of all.
Yeah.
Let a woman recover, and then I'll get back to you, kind of deal. So that's where we're at. She's enjoying Anaya right now. And it will, when we get to that road, we'll get to that road.
Yeah. I had one of my other partners on here, and it was funny because him and his wife, they popping them out like a pack of gum. They just popping them. And when I asked him about it, I'm like, do you want to have kids? He like, man. He was like, she want another one. And the funniest thing, 3 weeks after that, she announced she was pregnant again.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I know sometimes when people get on the roll, and that's why I always like to ask, like, as far as a family, are you at that place of like, man, I want to, did you grow up thinking like that? Because you said you have 5 siblings, right?
Yeah. We had a big family. So like, for me, my perspective is just like, I don't want her to be alone. That's my perspective. But I told my, there's more options now. Like, let's say, for example, like, because again, childbirth is not easy on the woman at all.
Of course.
I definitely think about that aspect of it. So it's like, there's options now we can go. I forget what it's called, in vitro or something like that. There's options we can do. I've even talked about adopting. I wouldn't mind adopting. Right?
That's cool. That's dope.
Because adopting for me is like, I look at like a little kid. If you're going to adopt a little kid, it's not their fault they're here in this world. So if I would adopt that kid and be like, oh, you're like my little son or my daughter. And I would treat them exactly the same. That's how I am. I treat them exactly the same because, again, you're a little kid and it's not your fault you're here, and someone should love you. And if we can do that, I would love to do that. So we have options.
Oh, that's
put it that.
beautiful,
We have
man.
options. So when we get to that role, we'll talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's up to her.
Yeah.
I leave it up to her. I'm fine. We have one daughter and we're good.
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to her, whatever she wants.
Yeah. That's dope, man. I've never really heard a man speak about adopting in a way that you just spoke about it being so open and being so loving and being at a place where you're like accepting, right? Because I always say the hardest thing for people to do is accept, and that's accept anything, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Almost like when we go back to talking about, oh, this is happening for me, it's that imposter. It's like, just accept it.
Yeah.
Something bad happens to you, accept it. Like that's just a cycle of life. But to hear that you're at a place where you're so open and vulnerable as a man, because you need to be there too, to even say that, like, I'll be down with adopting. Yeah. It's just, to me, that's just super dope, man, because I love meeting brothers like you who think that way. Yeah. Because we need more men in the world who are more vulnerable and open to feel that.
Yeah, because I've thought about it, like even with I got nephews and stuff, even with them, like if something would ever happen, I'd take them in wholeheartedly. Right, even though they are in my family and stuff like that, I would take them in wholeheartedly. The same way I would take in like somebody else wholeheartedly, because it's like over time you can love somebody. It just takes some time a little bit, right? Yeah. But for a little kid, for me, I look at a little kid, I'm just like, you're so innocent. Yeah. It is not your fault. Yeah. And it is a job for an adult. Like, your parents aren't here, so if we get the opportunity to, we are now your parents. I'm open to it. And we rock how we rock. That's how I think of the situation.
That's dope, man. So let me ask you, man, what's next for Giyoh, man? What is next on the table for you, man? What we got coming up? What do we plan to do as far as, is your idea as far as the social media, you want to expound upon that? Are we looking more into comedy? I mean, obviously you're an actor, you're doing projects, and congrats on all the stuff that you are doing. But what's next for you, man? Like, what is the idea from this point on now that you do have this following and that you do have people that support you? What do you plan to do with that?
I mean, I've been acting now for, I want to say 3 years. Okay. So really just pushing the acting journey. Social media is always going to be there because, again, I'm just being authentically me. That's not going nowhere. Yep. So that's how I look at it. unless TikTok getting banned or something. I don't know.
Because it could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
We already got a little scare right now.
Exactly. So I just, social media will be there. I have, these series that I do and I enjoy doing them. I have no problem with it. Really just tapping into the acting realm. Commercial stuff is kind of, I just booked a decently big commercial recently for Tyson. A lot of people are seeing the Tyson commercial right now. Yeah. And then some other commercials that are coming up soon as well. Chicken, yeah. Okay, yeah. Those dino nuggets for the kids. Yeah.
Mike? No,
not Mike Tyson. No. Yeah, Tyson chicken. So I booked that dope. One. So yeah, acting. I want to be on TV. Yeah. I feel like TV is in my realm. Yeah. I back in the day I wanted to be in movies, but I was like, TV to me is more consistent. And it's in my realm of like what I want to do. I feel like, be a sitcom dad or be like, the comedic guy on the show or whatever the case. I definitely want to tap into that. So that's that. That to me, that's like the next steps going into 2026 and things like that.
That makes sense. It's gonna happen for you, brother. Yeah. You have to understand that, again, God has already shown you what you're able and capable of with your platform, and that's just you being you. So if he's already shown you that, it's unimaginable how far he's going to take you in life. I wanted to practice something that I believe I wanted to start with you, which is wild, because I've had a couple of guests on this season and I haven't asked this question yet, but because I admire your perspective on the world and the way that you think about things. Before we get out of here, I wanted to say, if you could leave the people with anything, or you can give any life lesson, doesn't even have to be considered advice, but just something that you think may be a helpful tool for the human race or the human culture, what would that be?
Oh, that's easy. Let me look at the camera for this one.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
No, everybody should find peace. Peace is everything. Once you find peace in your life is just better. Even if you don't have the certain things that you're looking for in your life, finding that peace is like everything to me. So that's an easy one for me. I always tell people, if I could give somebody something, here, I got so much peace. Here's a little piece for you, a little piece for you. Here's a little piece of this piece, right? He'll play on words, but peace. Yeah. Finding peace. However you find it. Get to that road.
That's what's up, man.
It'll free you. It's freeing. Yeah. It's freeing. Yeah. You wake up and you look at life and just like, you're happy.
Yeah, because the most beautiful thing when people say, man, it was peaceful, then you knew it was just a beautiful experience.
Exactly.
It's almost like bliss. It's like you just lived in it.
Exactly.
No, I love that, man. That's what's up. Hey, man, that's what's up. Listen, we sat down and talked to my brother today. Such a good conversation. You know what I'm saying? With my guy, Giyoh Shey. Listen, I appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you.
All that you're doing right now, all that you're giving the world, what you're providing, being a dad, congrats again, because that's so beautiful, man. I cannot wait to see that little girl grow up and see the influence that you instill in her and who she becomes. You know what I mean? And you and your beautiful family, I just want to say congratulations. I'm proud of you, brother, and keep doing your thing.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, man, come on, man. Give it up for my guy, Giyoh Shey, one more time in the building. Listen, that's another episode of Rel Talk. Y'all already know how I go. Make sure you hit the follow. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Make sure you keep tuning in to the channel because we got conversations like this happening all day where we're experiencing, talking about love, compassion, healing, and helping the world, and that's all we ever care about. You understand what I'm saying? So keep tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all being here with another episode of
Rel Talk.
You feel me? Make sure you follow and subscribe. Let's get it.
Hey, let this shit ride for a minute.